Thanks for staying with us. Immigration fuels the economy. When immigrants enter any labor force, they increase the productivity and they also increase the productive capacity of the economy and raise the GDP. Their incomes rise, but so do those of the natives. Now, it's a phenomenon dubbed the immigration surplus. In addition to the immigration surplus, immigrants grease the wheel of the labor market by flowing into industries and areas where there is a relative need for workers, where bottlenecks or shortages might otherwise damp growth. Now, on the downside, immigration lowers the wages of competing workers while raising the return to capital and the wages of complementary workers. In other words, the immigration surplus does not accrue equally to everyone. It goes primarily to the owners of the capital, which includes businesses, landowners, and investors. So when it comes to immigration, Nigerians are the most traveled and have faced numerous situations where indigenes of the land, even in the other African countries such as South Africa, Ghana, endlessly complain about us taking their jobs, amongst other xenophobic attack. And this poses the question of who really benefits from migration. Is it the citizens or the immigrants? Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. So, as we had mentioned earlier, as we started the show, when we talked about the Twitter space, the conversation that went on with the guy, what's that his name again?
Tariq
Nasheed. That guy. So, I mean, I listened in for a while. I think at some point I was in there for like 2 hours. I really stayed there, although the network was a bit crappy, but I stayed there. And, you know, if they could pull up some of the tweets that people were tweeting, and I want it to be like a conversation where we take it off from there. Because somebody asked a question. I remember a guy calling. He had a northern accent. And he was saying that he had a friend that worked with Microsoft, right? And he said this friend of his that works with Microsoft, that most Native Americans or traditional Americans, or how did he put it, foundational Americans, foundational black Americans, that most of them are high school dropouts, right? So this friend of his that has a job in Microsoft, if the guy says, okay, tomorrow I want to give the foundational black Americans an opportunity to do my job and let me step down, would you be able to step up to the plate? That's when the guy now even said with his mouth that he too is a dropout from school. You know, so I don't understand where some of these arguments coming from, and I thought it would be nice for us to have this conversation, you know, because who is really benefiting? If we apply to go to any country, right, they don't take anyhow people. They take the brightest of our minds. They take the best of our skills. They take the best of the best, and that's when they give you the visa and they give you the stay. That you eventually go into the countries and you are adding value to the country. I mean, remember when the Brexit thing happened, that UK was actually looking for farmers, drivers, and all of that. People would go to the country. So if you, as an indigene of that country, you are not equipped to do the job. Are you not trying to say that it is a person that comes from outside that is taking your job from you? You are not equipped, right? That's the bottom line. So I don't understand the basis for this argument. Who truly is benefiting? Are you not benefiting? Because another girl called and said the economy. Look at, she reeled out figures on how much we spend on education alone to all these economies. It's in billions of dollars. Right? So if the economy is doing well in the US or in Canada or maybe in the UK, wherever, are you not benefiting from it? All this benefits that they give you, people, social security, health insurance, where do you think this money is coming from? It's coming from other people's sweat. But let me leave my this because I was ready for that guy, but you know what? I was not ready to go to that space. But let me hear your thoughts. You know, who does benefit from migration?
Okay, it's a two-way street, basically, if I want to add my 2 cents on this. It's a two-way street. How? Because we have individuals who are interested in going abroad, getting a stable background, having a stable lifestyle, having certainty in their lifestyle. And this is based on the level of survival. People who want to be able to do things on the right scale instead of them traveling abroad or living in a country where they are not accepted or appreciated the way they are. This is something that we need to, take into cognizance. There is the issue of diversity, where we get to spread what we know based on. I moved to America, for example. Let me take America as a case study. America is a country that was founded on migrants. Migrants came into the country, and they came from different walks of lives, and they did something to America that made America viable, and the economy became a capitalist state where we have individuals going in to do something because they needed to add value to that system to make it work, and they were able to achieve that. But when we come back home to where we are coming from, what are we gaining or what are we losing? We Nigerians, you said it earlier, we Nigerians are the ones that have decided to go abroad to, make it work for us, because the economy where we are coming from is not viable, it's not accepting of who we are.
I hear you.
But once we go out, we make that, we are able to stand out
the question,
make it right.
So are they not the ones benefiting?
That is the point.
Our people leaving the country to go into your country to do all the work and all of that. I don't think you are at the losing end, no.
And look at it from another perspective, if I may step in, please. Look at it from another perspective. During the lockdown, when COVID, the world...
initial lockdown.
Yes, the initial lockdown, and everybody was at a standstill. Nobody was going anywhere. Even the school, you said something about education. Even the schools had no money, because where were they getting their monies from? It was from the international students. That's where they were getting their money from, not the local students, because how much are the local students actually paying? It was not able to sustain the university's space, and it was not able to pay the salaries of the lecturers. So at the end of the day, it is a two-way street, like I said, survival from the angle of the person who is, or the immigrant who is actually traveling into that country, and for those who are accepting that immigrant.
Okay, so let me pick a tweet. I think this was from Rovale, because I did a video screenshot of some of the tweets. This guy says, in Ghana, it says Nigerians are dominating our music industry. That's the complaint that Ghanaians are having.
Yeah.
South Africa, they say Nigerians are collecting our jobs and women. Then Black American says Nigerians are collecting our jobs. Then this guy say you never see anything yet. He say you could eat passport office, steal the food today, because more people will still go.
Yeah.
There's another interesting tweet I wanted to read. Someone says, okay, Tariq and co haven't seen anything yet. They listen, It says in the next 3, 4, 5 years, lots of Nigerians/Africans will come to every tech job. If they like, they should not improve. They should continue dropping out. We are coming to take all their jobs. This is, part of the conversation.
Yes.
So I want to come to Jennifer.
Yeah.
The world has changed as we know it, and a lot of things are happening. You can actually be in Nigeria and be working for an international company abroad. It's no longer even physically even visiting anybody's country.
Yeah.
As long as you have that expertise, that they are looking for, they will fish you out from whatever hole you're hiding, right? So tell me, how do you think this would impact this narrative that people come into your country to take your jobs, when I can even sit in my house and get those jobs myself?
I think first of all, what we need to address is the mindset of these people from these countries, because for you to say people are coming to your country to take your jobs, I find it very laughable, because even in Nigeria we have people moving from Cotonou coming down to Nigeria. I remember growing up, I was living in Port Harcourt with my aunt, and a lot of the cooks and the chefs and the drivers that we had in those, Cameroon, Cotonou, and they were so good at their jobs. I think they were so good that these Nigerians and even the white people who were living in that area were not employing Nigerians. And you can't complain as a Nigerian, because if you feel they are taking your jobs, then you need to step up.
You scale up.
So the problem is, you're not going to school.
Yeah.
You're not putting in the work, and you are complaining. Do you know how much it takes for us Nigerians to actually get jobs in Nigeria alone, not to talk of abroad? I know how many people right now who are trying so hard to get remote jobs, because obviously it pays well. You want to stay in Nigeria and also work, have a job in the UK or in the US, and they're not even giving you these jobs because you don't live there. So what people now decide to do is, okay, you know what? I'm going to go schooling in the UK. I'm going to go for my master's. First of all, your parents are probably paying through their teeth to pay for your fees.
Money is not coming from anywhere.
So you get there and you have these students who are schooling, they're doing menial jobs because they want to feed. Now they have studied all through for a year, for 18 months, and then they get into the job market. They are also hustling and struggling as you are doing. And then they get the job, and then you come out to say, oh, this is what is happening.
You know what is even...
And I don't understand it. Okay, look at the guy who was complaining about the music, for example. I mean, the truth, we all know, if your music is good,
you don't need any.
You don't need, like, it would go out there and people would listen. I mean, the foundational problem is you're not putting in the work.
Thank you. So this Maserati guy, this Hopima Maserati, I saw a tweet I saw a post, right? I think it was a Twitter post where he was in awe. He said it's also surreal to him. Yeah. Maserati has signed a deal with him.
Wow.
Do you understand? And that creativity happened during the lockdown. He said he was just bored and that's how that song came to him. So do you not blame that person? You say, you've been sitting inside the America there. The Maserati did not see you. And somebody else that just sang, you know, I'm just trying to explain to you that even they themselves, El Sharid, was that his name, that partnered with the Peru guy to sing his song.
Yes.
People are looking for us, you know, they are looking for our talent because they know Nigerians give it to us. See, we have a lot of things that is worrying us. Let us keep our leaders in one corner. But in terms of hard work, I've never seen any people that are much more hardworking or more hardworking than Nigerians.
The youth are not lazy.
So why are you not taking that entitlement, you know, and feeling like we don't deserve that? We work hard for it.
So let me highlight something.
It's not handed over to us.
Now, when people migrate to another country, it increases the labor force. We know that. Also expands the economy. We know that. We also know that it leads to overcrowding. But in a situation where you're putting all this into consideration as a government, you make provisions for these things. And I think one thing I noticed today in that space was the guy kept on saying, you guys are coming to our country to take our jobs, And then someone mentioned, okay, what? The tech industry or the fashion. He now said, what do you mean? Like, nobody is jealous of you. You guys are probably working in Ubers, you're working with Postmates, or you're doing menial jobs. And the next question was, so which jobs are we taking exactly? Because we've seen Nigerians or other Africans who go to the US or to the UK and they are doing menial jobs that they would not do on a normal day in Nigeria or in their own countries. You see people who have 38-hour shifts. They work from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then from 8 p.m. they are working again round the clock, no rest, just because they want to make ends meet. But what are you doing?
You're sleeping. Let me read this, then I'll come to Norma. So there's another tweet that goes, which was what I had mentioned earlier. Someone says, I have a friend who worked in Microsoft. Are you saying that you can take his job place? With a question mark. Then Tariq now answered, he's saying him be dropout. Nah, I can't. Then he now goes, minutes later, he down goes, he's just blabbing, talking about satellite, and I bounced him out. You know, like, people are actually bringing superior arguments because forget it all. We go to school, we they collect degree for Africa. At least anywhere they know us, Nigerians are very big on education.
Absolutely.
Right? So most of these jobs that they're even getting, it requires intellect. And if you are a dropout from school, you have no basis to argue. If you've gone to school, you've done the work, and there's no way you will not get the job. But let me come to Norma. I'm ready for them to do.
I think they're just entitled.
I was just going to say that I guess a majority of the issue that happens, you know, there's something that a mentor of ours used to say, and he said that you wouldn't know that something is, how does he say it again?
The line is
crooked until you put a straight line to it. So here you are getting privileges from your government, getting different things, you know, social security, they pay you something just basically taking care of the citizens.
Yeah.
But these other people have come from a mindset where you are your own government. If you don't sit up, if you don't work hard, you are on your own. So basically, you're going to put in the work. Now, in the process of putting in that work, success comes at some point, because Nigerians have such an amazing, what's the word? That they have, succeed. I mean, so if they put their mind to anything, they will accomplish it. And we have that sense of accomplishment when they can't even hide it. They will showcase what they have. Now, you realize that all of a sudden, who is this person? You feel entitled because your government pays attention to you. Yeah. This person works hard and earns to be able to have a sense of achievement and belonging, right? So at the end of the day, this entitlement will definitely come to the fore, because it seems like this person is taking over your space. So some of these countries where, I mean, for this young man who is complaining, Tariq and his soldiers that are complaining about these things, what are you doing differently to attract what these people, seeming people, migrants, are accomplishing? If, in my opinion, because the topic says who benefits from migration, right? I feel that governments accomplish a whole lot, because you are bringing a lot. Is it in terms of resources, both human and material resources, because you're going to bring your money if they are using the route of schooling. You're going to bring, if it's work, you're going to have done, you're going to bring money, you have to have enough. They need to, like you rightly said, they only want to attract the kind of people that boost their economy. Yeah. So you are taking literally the best. We talked a few weeks ago about people leaving Nigeria, brain drain. Yeah. At the end of the day, so you're even draining us, and you're taking the best. And now these people come in and make a difference in your economy, and it becomes a problem. You should be thanking them, because the mindset of the people are, the average person feels that the government owes them something. At the end of the day, you are working hard to accomplish, to have your own accomplishments. Yeah. And it becomes a problem, because when he benchmarks where he is and where you are, there are two different levels. And it's a problem that will continue until people have a mind shift where you know that nobody owes you anything. If you don't put in the work, if these people have to leave their countries, because don't forget that they have family members that are waiting for them. So every time they think of resting and they remember what's waiting for them at home,
they move.
They keep moving.
So let me take more to it. I think this was from Sandra Ezekwesili. She says, so essentially the people in the tribe space came together to blame everyone else but themselves for their problems.
They're not taking responsibility.
The Asians, the Africans, etc. They were blaming everybody else but themselves for their problems. And some other guy, I think Hai Sinto or something, he says, Tariq, a high school dropout, believes Olayinka Olutoye, who led a team of fatal surgeons to remove a sacrococcygeal tumor in a 23-week-old fetus, left Lagos to take his job at the Texas Children's Hospital. This was a question.
He's taking your space.
How can you say people are taking your jobs? Nobody's taking your job. The job is available there for whoever that is qualified. I mean, America is not even like Nigeria, where they look face till they employ. They look at your credibility. They look at your competence. If you have not developed competence, you dropped out of school, you are not complaining. If we were to answer this question, who benefits from migration? My brother, now they benefit. You should be shaking Nigerians' hands for coming into your country to do the job that you refuse to do, right? Instead of attacking, we attack ourselves too much. We are, see, I give it to Nigeria. In other African countries, most of them are lazy, right? Let's be realistic and honest with ourselves. And because, again, most of these people have this entitlement. They feel like this is the... Nigerians, we've been raised to know that you are, I mean, like Norma rightly said, you are your government.
Alone.
So whenever we go to anywhere, we're not thinking of what to get. We're thinking of how do I add value to be able to get value back in return. Right? So how can you sit there and now continue to complain and lament when you have not done your homework? It's just so bizarre. I don't understand how people think. Today I was really in shock.
Well, another thing you need to understand is this. Yes, it's okay for us to feel that it was kind of bizarre for him to think the way he did, but it's a thing of perspective. He's looking at it from his perspective, basically, which is a thing of 6 and 9. He feels that he's entitled to it. He should be entitled to what he wants, but has he done what he's supposed to do? We all know that from an ignorant point of view.
Very ignorant.
That is already cast in stone. We already
in fact, when he said it was a high school dropper, that was when I logged off.
Look,
you know what? Let's take a break. We need to open our phone line. I just logged off. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Who benefits from migration? Is it the citizens or the migrants? Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. You can also tweet to us at PlusTvAfrica1 with the hashtag WasteShow. Our phone line is also now open to call us. Please turn off the volume of your television set so we can hear ourselves. And the number to call is 07025007749. I think we have a few comments. Maybe you take those, then we continue the conversation. Jennifer, you come to you first.
Okay, so this is Debola from Lagos. Good evening, everyone. Return migration can have multiple benefits. It allows migrants to have accumulated savings abroad to ease credit constraints at home and set up a business. Also, immigrants from low and middle income countries who have invested in their human capital may earn higher wages when they return. However, whether the home country benefits from returned migrants depends on the migrant's success in accumulating savings and human capital and on the home country's ability to make use of returnees' skills and investments. Thank you.
Okay, Jennifer. Yeah, I said Jennifer. No.
I don't have a comment.
Oh, really?
No,
okay,
I don't.
We're looking for one for you. All right. So, I like that the conversation started this morning. Where I did not like was you could see an underlying bitterness,
problem,
hatred, even to your fellow black person. And people kept on saying that, come, guy, these things that you complain about, we face it all the time as well. You know, so where can we start to draw the line around this disparity where we say, oh, it's an us and them? Because every time there is an us and them situation, it doesn't end well. Can we be realistic to speak to these people when we go into their countries to say, you know what, the way I'm going to school, follow me and enter class. Learn, because whatever job it is that I'm getting, if you learn and you get those degrees, you would also get exactly the same thing. At least for those kinds of climbs, there is no favoritism, right? If you do the job, if you do the work, because I'm really scared.
Oh,
I'm really scared.
You're saying this like you don't understand what is currently going on. It's not about the climb. It's about human beings. It's about the human perception. It's about the human mind. It's just like you walk into a tout where the Agberos are and you tell them, come guy, this thing you are doing is not the right thing to do. Come, let me clean you up and start, give you something to do and start earning a living. Do you think he will take that when he can sit down and take Maraga early in the morning and at the end of the day go back and look for, do the NURT work and get, get monies and at the end of the day he gets paid. And at the end of the day, he goes home with little or no stress. So why would I put myself through all that? I think it's a thing of the mindset.
Absolutely.
Crucial is a thing of the mindset. Why is it a thing of the mindset? When you feel entitled, when you're in an environment where you feel entitled, you have not seen the other side of life. You've not been...
Some of them never even pass one county safe.
You've not even seen the other side of life. Yeah.
Dr. Benga from Jigawa, I believe, or... What state? Hi, thank you for calling.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, thank you for calling.
Yeah, this is Dr. Benga from Jigawa State.
Thank you.
I'm thinking on this topic that when somebody leaves his country and goes to another country, and is highly skilled, highly trained, is likely to contribute more to the economy of that country than if you are taking a riffraff from their country and is going there to steal and destroy the economy. So it's not just one issue that we are talking about. We are talking about individuality. All Nigerians are not the same. Unfortunately, because of the fact that we are always rushing to those foreign countries, they take the time to select the best among us through their visa policies and what have you. And therefore, they tend to benefit more in this particular aspect than if you allow everybody to go freely, as it should be. So it's an individual thing, and that's why we should always look at it from the individual point of view. If you talk about the United States of America, of course, they do a very fine selection. And so they pick the very best. And so they benefit much, much more than
Thank you, Dr. Gbenga.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, because I don't understand. Because there is no country that will take a non-entity from the streets of Lagos and say he wants to bring them to the US.
To the country.
When they do the selection process, the visa process, they screen. They screen. They tell you to go through different tests. They want to prove it that you are going to add value
and
to their economy.
Capable.
Do you understand? And that's what Canada did. That's what most of these countries did.
Yeah.
So when you now come on to say that people are, what's it called, are taking your jobs, I just wonder that, are you even smart at all listening to yourself?
Well,
They think they are.
They look at the seeming way and manner that you thrive. Because if you're smart, if you're what the country is looking for, the country will also, you will also benefit from the country. There are those who are doctors and surgeons and people that are looking for the people in sports, people that, anything that brings a sense of, that adds value to the economy, they will negotiate and everybody benefits from it. So when they look at you, it seems like you come to my country and you're doing well. That person will not be happy. A majority, and that's why the situations like xenophobia, we had situations like that, and Nigerians, you can't stop them. They are going to keep going.
Let me take, I think Dr. Mike from Abuja. This is why we're having plenty doctors. Because you people know you are the biggest culprit in this migration matter. But thank you, Dr. Mike from Abuja. Oh, thunder! Oh, shoot!
He needs to turn it down.
Oh, you need to cut it off. Sorry.
Okay.
Are you there? Oh. Sorry, we say turn off the volume of your television set, please, because we cannot hear ourselves. It's actually interesting. It's actually interesting where we hear these kinds of things. The thing just beats my imagination.
Remember, there was a time, when I think it was early 90s when we had Ghana Must Go.
Yes.
Because there was an influx of a lot of Ghanaians who were doing what they were cooks, they were tailors at the time.
It was in the 80s.
Late 80s, early 90s as
80s.
well. Okay.
Solid 80s.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
However, we came to a point where we also felt that, okay, this is an encroachment too close.
Our territory.
We need to reorder ourselves and revalue the situation and assess it in such a way it will be to the benefit of Nigerians. And a lot of them had to be moved right back to Ghana. And at the end of the day, when they went back, I'm sure they looked inwards and they started rebuilding Ghana. The currency of Ghana at the time and the economy of Ghana was at an all-time low.
Yes.
Until they started restructuring and reshaping the minds of Ghanaians.
Yes.
And they started taking ownership. Today, I can even confidently say that most companies are even having their African head offices in Ghana.
Yes. Okay, let's take more comments.
Okay.
Let's see your number.
Okay, so I have this one. Very quickly, sorry, Isi. Good evening, ladies. Happy New Year to you all. Today's YouTube broadcast is great and has not been interrupted. Okay, that's a feedback. Awesome. Thank you very much. This guy is a lazy human being.
I'm telling you.
That has no ambition and focus on achievement. He is a son of a migrant. His parents migrated from country of origin to USA and gave birth to him in the States. Do have a great day. I have missed your program when it's interrupted.
I missed you
Ade,
too. Thank you, Ade, for
your
watching.
Comments.
All right, so all the way from UK. We have a caller from Abuja. I think another doctor again. Today, not today.
The doctors
is it Barry? Okay, just Barry from Abuja.
Alrighty.
Is it there? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, thank you for calling. Let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I am listening to this discussion on Nigeria. Hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you. Hurry up quick.
Okay. I'm listening to the ways the discussion on, Smart Nigeria has been, giving jobs or appointments abroad. And I was actually wondering whether these guys are really smart, if they have to leave Nigeria, where they have a lot to contribute. Meanwhile, those who didn't go abroad are the ones in Nigeria developing technology solutions, being celebrated and funded by foreign investors. So what makes those guys travel abroad to seek a job smarter than the ones in Nigeria, the young ones in Nigeria doing a lot, to solve our problems? Thank you.
Thank you. I barely heard what you said, Barry, but let's take your comment quickly.
All right. Okay, my comment goes this way. It's a simple logic. Nigerians ain't lazy people. Wherever they find themselves outside their country, whenever they put on their mind on, for sure the citizens should benefit a whole lot. But most of the citizens are always jealous. Well done, ladies. Happy New Year. Bobby Kennedy from Jalingo, Taraba.
Thank you, Bobby Kennedy.
You know what Issy was saying reminded me of what I think you said when you said that that the South Africans say we're stealing their women
and their jobs.
Because the women are looking and saying, who is going to take care of me? These people are responsible. They work hard and they take care of their women. So why won't I go to them? So basically, people will always navigate their way towards anything that is progressive.
Exactly.
And if Nigerians, wherever they are progressive, it is very, very evident that they are going to come to prominence.
Let me take Dr. Ike from Abuja.
Another doctor.
The doctors are out to play.
Dr. Ike, let's hear what you have to say.
Hello?
Hi, Dr. Ike. Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you are live.
All right. First of all, I want to I want to actually commend you guys for what you are doing, especially the coordinator or the anchor person.
He needs to turn off.
You guys need to tell our Dr. Ike, you need to turn off the volume of your television set. I'm sorry, they would have to cut you off because we can't hear you. I want to talk to our government. Because you see,
it's a learning curve.
Now rat where they inside house, they call the rat where they outside, say come eat food they inside.
Precisely.
But the thing is, we will not be facing this much hatred and insult
if
right?
our
economy was good.
Yeah.
So I don't know, can we start to look inward? Because the truth is, it tells you that Nigerians can do the impossible anywhere. Put us in fintech, in the medical space, any space at all. We are doing exceptionally well. So what would it take for the government to provide those infrastructures, right, here in Nigeria, and see how we can now come? Because I am betting you that majority of these diasporans wish to come back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They want to come back to Nigeria because this is where home is. Not only that, they have they have the liberty to do greater things here than wherever they are abroad, despite the milestones they are reaching. So how can we speak to our government to at least, to some extent, have some level of pride as a government, self-pride as a Nigerian, and say, you know what, this enough is enough. We want to make our country where people would want to come to, not the other way around. Because we've suffered a lot of brain drain, a lot. And when people are shouting and complaining and saying we're taking their jobs, do you know what we're bringing to your economy? We're bringing the brightest and the best of our minds. That is a capital loss for us as Nigerians.
I think I find it really shocking that we are even having these conversations. Because blacks as a whole, this is a time where we are actually supposed to stand together. You're discriminating between African blacks and American blacks and UK blacks and all of that.
Black is black.
You forget that these conversations that you are having, the white supremacists do not really care about you.
You're all black.
After we've had this conversation and then you go back to your homes, what happens? You're still being killed. You're still being attacked.
They put you in a group. They say WhatsApp group with us.
You are black, you are black. Your skin is black. And these people don't care about you. The conversations we're supposed to be having is how we can be better as black people, how we can stand together, how we can all come together to show them that we're a united front. And that is what we should be doing. We should be equipping each other. We should be building ourselves up,
and not tearing
each other down.
And just to continue from there, I think it still boils down to the mind. You know, what the African or the black person, what is their mindset in general? Because for someone to be black and still be looking at somebody else who is fellow black just because you were born in another country, to feel that you are superior, there's already a problem in the mind. So if orientation, our mindset, when we begin to educate people to know that the skin color is not what your problem is. Your problem is the individual that you are becoming. And until you change your mindset from being entitled to actually taking responsibility for the outcomes that you want to see in life, then whether you are a migrant or you are born in a country does not make any difference. The important thing is that we all are looking to be successful in life.
Let me toe that line. You said, he said...
Okay, sorry. Okay. Let me just quickly take Dr. Ike again. Right. I hope he has turned off his TV... oh, shoot.
His television.
Yeah. Dr. Ike, are you there? Let's quickly hear what you have to say.
All right. Thank you. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I think I was initially saying that I want to appreciate the fact that you guys brought up this topic, and I want to commend the anchor person. I've been a victim of this. I was working in the U.S. and precisely Chase Bank. I had done some couple of stuff here in Nigeria before leaving for the U.S., and I chose to work with Chase Bank. You know, I think it's an issue of complex. It's purely an issue of complex. And I'm so glad you guys captured it and you understood what it is. But we shouldn't be bothered about this. The issue is that you can't stop Nigerians. And you can't even stop them from living just here. They are all over the world, in Iraq, in Iran, and they are making exploits. So there's nothing anybody can do about it. Yeah. And if they don't talk about you, then means you're nothing. So we shouldn't be bothered they are talking about us. So eventually, in time to come, if we now decide to take over that place, that country, or that community, so be it. We've been blessed, and there is nothing we can do about it. So I'm very glad you guys are handling the topic. We shouldn't be bothered about the guy. We're just creating fame for him. He just had to appear. If he's a dropout, he should go and do what the dropouts do. You know, God has blessed us so much that we're intelligent people who make exploit even in our villages, not to talk of going abroad.
Thank you so much.
So when I went to the US, I remember, like you rightly said, I had a couple of guys right here at home, and I had to work hours. I finished this, I go to the next, whatever. You know, and I knew that I was going to do that for a short while because I want to come back home and do what I needed to do for my people. And I did that. And each time I come to the US, they say, oh, you've come again. You going back to Africa? I say, not Africa, Nigeria. I'm not from Africa, but I'm from Africa.
They are so ignorant.
So you got to blow your trumpet because our people say, you know, the lizard. You fall from whatever.
You shake your head.
You've got to put yourself.
You heal yourself. You know?
Thank you, Dr. Oh, wow.
It's a loser.
Thank you. We have 1 minute to go. Quickly, Isi, you wanted to drop a point.
Okay, I wanted to drop the point that, based on the fact that education is important.
Yeah.
Because we Nigerians, whatever we do or however we do it, when we go abroad, we are producing, or we're giving them a skill set. The skill set might stem from anything, but the bottom line is that we are educated in that field or whatever we are trying to do. So this stems from the, let me just quickly just take this, what's it called? A quote that says, let me quickly just dig it out. It says, when you drink, you get high. When you read, you get educated. When you drink while reading, you get highly educated. It says it all. It says
I don't understand that one. Okay. Highly educated.
Highly educated.
I'm not the one that said it, but thank you. Thank you so much, ladies.
So based on his ignorance,
thank you, ladies.
Get educated.
Yeah. He's very ignorant. He's very ignorant.
But he should get educated.
Yeah.
He should get educated.
Thank you, Isi. Thank you, thank you, Jennifer. You know, it's so interesting. He's so ignorant. They call black people Africa. Like Africa is a country in his head. All right, before we go, ensure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. It's at PlusTvAfrica. On Twitter, it's at PlusTvAfrica1. You can drop your comments, interact with us further, and follow all our social media engagements. Now, if you missed today's quote, here it is again. Everywhere, immigrants have enriched and strengthened the fabric of American life. This was from a president, too. So they understand the power of immigrants. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.